but it's kind of that, like, the way that you, like, charge your jump and, like, bound around, the way Hulk did.
Yes.
The way you could, like, run straight up buildings.
Uh-huh.
The way you could pick up a bus and throw it at a helicopter.
Yep.
That's there.
Okay.
That's all in there.
Great. I hate helicopters, so that works out.
Dude, you kill so many helicopters in this game, you have no idea.
This year is either the year that everyone started hating helicopters or the year that we realized that everyone hates helicopters.
I've known for a long time that I hate helicopters.
They're always fucking there.
You should play Prototype.
I want to own. I want a helicopter.
I want to shoot down your helicopter.
You don't want to own a helicopter because some punk is just going to want to throw something
I'm
at
gonna throw
it.
a bus at your helicopter.
And you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
get,
get a bus gun and shoot it at your helicopter.
Or they're going to rip you out and put you in the blades and stick you up and take you down.
You're going to get like 5,000 experience points for shooting down Jeff's
I was just thinking
helicopter.
it might be fun if I was just sitting in a helicopter with a loudspeaker just yelling at someone and maybe being like vaguely racist about it.
Then 50 Cent's going to shoot you down.
Yeah.
That's it. Somebody's always after a helicopter.
It's true.
No one ever.
I'm willing to take that risk.
No one ever likes a guy in a helicopter.
And if you're happy to see the helicopter, somebody off screen is going to shoot that helicopter down.
Yeah.
So helicopters never win.
It was like,
yeah,
finally,
they're
they're here! And
Oh,
then,
God.
Oh, God, no! That was the medical supplies we needed!
Somebody should
All
link,
reinforcements!
somebody should link every game together by helicopters getting shot down. So, like, when one gets shot down, it cuts to 50 shooting a rocket launcher. So, like, links to another game with the helicopter coming. Yeah.
Terminator Salvation, chopper taking off and getting blasted.
That's right. And also, if you're leaving by helicopter, get on the second chopper because the first one's going down. If you're landing by helicopter, be on the last chopper. The one in front of you is going to get shot down.
No, then get off that chopper because the last chopper is the one that's going to get shot down too.
No, it's always if you're in the front of you, that's the one that's going to get shot down, and somebody's going to go flying past you.
Someone-
Oh my God, it's so crazy down there.
Someone rushed past you to get the last
That's
spot
right.
on the first helicopter.
Especially if it's called a transport.
Yeah. I'll get you on the second transport.
Right.
Okay. We're 20 clicks out and LZ's hot.
And especially if the guy in front of you is going, woo! Woo!
Get some. Oh, no.
Oh no!
I just don't trust them because they're that blade, that's its wing.
They're voodoo magic. You don't understand how something can hover in the
No,
air.
I get how it works. It's just that
It's the
when
blade spinning.
when that spinning blade stops spinning, you might as well snap the wings off an airplane. If an airplane engine stops working, an airplane can do something. But if a helicopter blade stops spinning, you fall like a fucking rock. Dude, fuck that.
So let's.
That's the worst design for anything ever. Let's make this device that is contingent on power constantly existing to its very complicated mechanical wing. No, thank you.
Let me jump out with my parachute.
50 Cent,
oh
50
no,
Cent.
I'm chopped up.
50 Cent is right to shoot down those helicopters.
That's right, it's a menace.
I like to live life on the edge. So
Well, get yourself a helicopter then.
when we make our website millions, taking chopper lessons.
I will start stockpiling RPGs.
Well, I'm going to do that too.
You will buy your helicopter, then we will have a helicopter RPG fight.
Well, I'm going to have Brad will be in my helicopter shooting RPGs down at you from the helicopter.
Great. Double the reason for me to shoot down that helicopter.
Come on.
You could choose a side in the helicopter battle, Brad.
The oncoming helicopter battle. Depending.
Are you pro superhero registration or what?
I'm with Iron Man.
So a lot of people wrote in after my declarations against helicopters last week.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah.
update. Still hate helicopters. Still will not ride in a helicopter.
Auto rotation be damned.
Yes, a lot of
ride in
people.
a
A lot of people
helicopter.
wrote in both in the comments and to the Bombcast address itself to let me know about auto rotation, which sounds well and good as long as your helicopter can auto rotate and isn't upside down.
Or on fire.
And and I think when we were talking about a helicopter braking, I think it was more like the rotor coming off, not just the engines dying and you being able to coast down to safety.
Or colliding with a missile.
They still make helicopters, so obviously they have some amount of safety precautions built into them, but they're not going to get me into one of those fucking things.
I am with you. I'm going to state
You would not
it.
go like, oh, we took a helicopter ride over the bay. Like, you would never do that?
No, not really. That doesn't really sound fun.
What was the movie that I think was it Mel Gibson in Vietnam and flying helicopters and maybe not Mel Gibson.
No, that was Road Warrior.
No.
They were fighting for gas.
Yeah.
The guy with the hockey mask on.
Driving a tanker that was a
This is the
helicopter.
old drawer of that tanker.
It wasn't Mel Gibson.
With the gas.
Man, Air America? Is that it?
Yeah, that's a movie.
That's the name of a movie.
Yeah,
Robert Downey
I'm pretty
Jr.
sure
Robert Downey Jr.
I don't think it's helicopters. I think they're flying planes.
I don't know. Anyway,
Pretty sure because at the end of the movie they have to throw all these guns out of the back of a plane in order to escape.
some movie, and they were sitting on their helmets because they get shot through the helicopter bottom, and they get shot in the balls, and they're like, "Gotta sit on your helmet." Remember that?
No.
Is that Platoon?
Air Nam, America.
I'm thinking
Anyway.
about when we were
Operation
we were
Dumbo
soldiers
Drop.
once. That's another Vietnam Mel Gibson movie.
Saving Private Ryan. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that helicopter.
That's the one
movie.
where he said, "I'll drive that tanker."
Just with the gas.
Just for freedom, right?
Yeah, it's the part he had like the big long dreadlocks and the paint on the face, and they show everyone his ass.
He shouts sugar tits in the thing.
And he's all, "It's just been revoked."
Master Blaster. That's a great movie.
Loaded
game.
Weapon 1. That's a hell of a movie.
Blaster Master.
Oh, Giant Frog.
So yeah, I know about auto rotation. I don't care. I'm not getting in a fucking helicopter.
Well, so just some people email you in and say, "Get down with auto rotation," or what?
A lot of people were sending in saying
An alarming number of people,
like
really.
a lot.
Apparently, we service a lot of helicopter
Apparently
enthusiasts
people, yeah, that
with,
are-
with the podcast and the site.
You know what?
so-
I'm gonna shoot you down with my RPG. I don't care what the probability rate. Someone sent me a page with probability of hitting a target with an RPG based on distance.
It's pretty good.
Which apparently there is a section on
You should forward that to the Infinity Ward guys.
yes
Let them know.
hit probabilities. It's on the Wikipedia of U.S. Army evaluation of the weapons. Of the weapon gave the hit probability on a 7.5 by 15 foot panel crossing at 9 miles per hour. So you know.
But if you hold down the right trigger, you can paint the target, and then it'll just
This is for the RPG 7 specifically.
RPG.
So yeah, enough with the helicopter stuff, people. Thanks. Next category is Best Villain. The nominees are Zoran Lazarevic from Uncharted 2, Daviculus from Brutal Legend, and Helicopters from Everything.
Another very tight category.
Yeah, and Helicopters takes it.
By a mile.
Yeah.
Nobody has caused.
I feel like we are still remembering awful appearances of helicopters to this day.
Strife caused by helicopters. Just, yeah.
The death toll, the bodies continue to mount. Just the pile gets bigger and bigger.
Can we rattle some off here? We got.
Oh, man.
Let's see here. Prototype had helicopters.
50 Cent Blood on the
50
Sand.
Cent Blood on the Sand had
Uncharted
helicopters.
2.
Uncharted 2 had helicopters.
Shadow Complex.
Shadow Complex had nasty helicopters.
Yeah.
I know there's
Avatar
more.
had some helicopter-esque
Close enough.
future helicopters.
Yeah.
They're like
Yeah.
helicopters.
Future copters.
I think it might be almost impossible. But I'm trying to think of games that don't.
It's a shorter list.
Yeah.
New Super Mario Brothers Wii. No, they had helicopter helmets.
It's true. They appear in some form.
That's true.
But those aren't villains. You're controlling
Oh,
those.
dude.
But if it's four player,
playing
you
with
bet
other
your
people-
ass that could be
yeah.
villainous.
All right, fair enough.
Again, their villainy just it takes on so many different shapes, so many different ways that a helicopter can be villainous.
Helicopters are truly limitless.
Given enough time, I'm sure Leonardo da Vinci would have created a helicopter in Assassin's Creed 2.
Save it for the DLC.
No, some
best
some-
DLC villain for 2010.
I gotta say,
one of the villains from Assassin's Creed 2 gets his plans, and then they bastardize it, and they make an evil helicopter, and then you have to fight it.
He has to make a rocket
You have
launcher.
to stab it with your wrist knives.
Either that or your brain gets so messed up that, you're in ancient Italy fighting a Apache or something like that.
Totally possible.
I gotta keep these
Using
blades.
I gotta use the Civil War musket to
in
take
there.
down this
Hey,
helicopter.
Wolverine took out a helicopter with claws.
That's right.
So
Oh yeah,
I think
Wolverine had
Ezio-
some great helicopter action.
Yeah.
So yeah, helicopters all over the place. Apparently, all game developers can agree that helicopters are no good.
They stand
And
there.
you know what? I agree with them.
They stand there and they look at you, and then you look at them, and it's just kind of a standoff. And
then they shoot at you.
There's a lot of variety in the way you can take
Modern
one
Warfare
down.
2 had some pretty. At least Spec Ops has
Yeah,
some
oh,
pretty
yeah.
serious
there's
helicopters.
some villainous helicopters.
Multiplayer is helicopter filled.
That's true.
Yeah,
Though
ripe with them.
when it comes to the helicopters, I'm the villain.
I think the greatest thing about helicopters is you always know they're going to turn back around. As you
It's going away. Thank God. Oh God.
But when it turns back
Brought his
around,
helicopter friends.
it's got to stop for a second, and that's when you shoot your rocket.
Gotta give it up for those other two guys. real quick.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Lazarevic
great.
is truly, truly terrifying as a villain.
Yeah.
Imagine him in a helicopter.
And Daviculus is like a wonderfully designed character and just a great Antichrist type figure for Brutal Legend.
Solid villain.
And Tim Curry bringing it.
A great year for
good.
villainy.
Great year for villainy. Perhaps the finest year for helicopters, or maybe the worst year for helicopters. I wonder how helicopter PR feels.
Yeah, they
about
need an
all
image
this.
consultant or
Oh,
something.
they're doing great. They're getting the brand out there.
People are seeing it.
Yeah.
That's for sure. So yeah, helicopters. This is great. This email comes in from James in Bloomington, Indiana, and says that with all the talk about helicopters on the Bombcast recently, I thought you'd find it pretty interesting that my dad, who works for Rolls-Royce making helicopter engines, refuses to ride in them for safety reasons. Apparently, helicopters don't have to pass the same safety checks that airplanes do, and as such, are a lot more dangerous to ride in.
You feel justified.
I feel like every time all of these great stories
I
about-
feel like you need to blank out that young man's name so that his father does not get fired.
So does that mean put the rocket launcher down and just wait for him to fall out of the
Yeah.
sky?
Wait for the Jesus bolt to fall out or whatever it is.
all right.
They spin down, man. Yeah. They're made to do that.
I have launched into a number of very heated anti-helicopter screeds on this here podcast many times, and so
Your platform.
yeah, my anti-helicopter platform, and I, in the interest of a fair and balanced perspective on things, I wanted to read this email from Pat Dameron, and who says that he is an engineer for a company that makes helicopters, and the choppers that they build are good. They do good. They do not design advanced avionics systems to just foolishly try and kill 50 Cent. We build the birds that transport troops safely into battle, where they're then swiftly killed in Modern Warfare 2. So,
Fair enough.
that's absolutely fair. I know that-
So he does not work for the white supremacist helicopter corporation, then
no, he does not.
the WSHC.
Aaron Gulliford from Alexandria, VA, says, I'm not anti-helicopter, but I wonder how Ryan feels about a man forcing down a helicopter with just a rifle. Now, to be fair, he was a murderous man, and he was shooting at a police helicopter. Is that still cool? He then references a CNN story about a state police helicopter getting shot down by a suspect with a rifle. And I'm still all for it. It's hella cool. I'm still all for it because that just shows you how fucking weak-ass helicopters are. If just some redneck with a hunting rifle can take down a helicopter.
I am not for shooting down helicopters with guns in your backyard or whatever.
The fact that
If you can do it safely without loss of life, I'm all for it.
If
And
the
these
guy
police-
walks out and laughs afterward, I'm for it.
Yeah.
If he thought it was funny too,
Dude, you totally... That was
was
wicked.
that a rifle? Let's go get a beer.
let's see, your first email comes in from Hassan, who's in China right now. So I'm an oil field engineer, and I have to take helicopters every 2 weeks to fly to and back from offshore oil rigs. They are most certainly reliable, and I have flown in them during a mid-level typhoon as well. Albeit I do have an irrational fear that whilst walking up to a helicopter, the guy in front of me will toss a banana peel, and I'll slip and go headfirst into the rotating blades and get decapitated.
Wait, would you have to go like up in the air?
Yeah, dude.
No, they're like the tail blade or something. You know.
Oh,
He said it's irrational.
All right.
You
I
see
wanna-
cartoons that go like whoop
Yeah.
all the way up.
I want to know if they have some kind of
Like, 'cause you kind of gotta duck down some. Like, it's.
Do you, or is it just like
No.
kind of a fear?
Well, I imagine you could probably
Depends on the height of the helicopter.
Little helicopters.
Yeah.
Man, those are the
And
worst.
I'm sure just the feeling of the
I
air
chop- I
coming
chop
off
my
those
helicopter.
chopper blades, you probably just want to duck just
Yeah,
for
that's what I'm thinking.
to be
Oh, God.
sure.
Oh, God.
Like, and a hand on the head.
Yes.
For some reason.
Like, no, God. You know what I'll do? I will not get on a helicopter.
But that dude's on an oil rig, so he's got to be ready for people to invade that thing.
What?
There are people just waiting to
Terrorist
storm.
cells waiting
Yeah.
to come.
There's
Somali pirates.
there are a lot of oil rig levels.
It's a good point.
For a reason.
Yeah.
Also,
Because they're easy to render.
also,
They're full of stairs and corridors.
who listens to this podcast?
I don't know.
Right?
Dudes
Like,
on
dude.
dudes on Chinese oil rigs.
On Chinese oil rigs.
That's our audience. You want to know? You want to know?
We are
our,
number one in Chinese oil rigs.
Hassan, if you give us an
Number one
endorsement on
podcast.
this.
Yes.
I challenge other podcasts to find a listener on an oil rig.
My name is Hassan, and this is my favorite podcast on this Chinese oil rig.
Ben Ames gives us the reason that you duck. And this is after this moratorium on helicopter talk, you guys. But
Unless, take that shit to Helicopter Talk, our weekly podcast about helicopters.
coming soon. Dave, so yeah, next month, helicoptertalk.com. We're going to be launching
so
that. So
you
we're
mean
gonna need-
whirlworld.com.
Yeah, World.
That's right. I've got the logo already made.
Whirly World.
Yeah. It's 2 X's and
Chopper chat.
World is the best fucking name for a helicopter website.
I can't even say it.
You know what?
World.
Don't put this out till Wednesday because let's totally buy that domain.
You have until 6 p.m. on Tuesday to get this shit together.
All it is people just making helicopter noises. Like that's it. Whoop, 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 whoop,
People
whoop.
spinning T-shirts over their head like it was a helicopter.
World.
Yes.
That's what they do in the Dirty South now.
World.
Yeah.
Like they got rid of the chop. They're now doing the whirl.
That's right.
World. So, last helicopter email. This is not a. It's not anything. This is just information. Is we were talking last week about how folks always seem to like duck down when they're
Yes.
entering a helicopter, and it's like, oh,
somebody
is it-
said the blades lose
as like the blades slow down some when they're on the ground, obviously because they're not flying through the air anymore,
and
and
they dip.
yeah, they bend down.
That's bad.
So you want to stay away from those bent down blades. Man, fucking helicopters are the worst.
But what else?
They're trying to kill you as you get into them.
It's like
actively.
It's like a hot air balloon without the balloon, and it's magic.
What
I'd
did
rather get into a hot. I would trust a hot air balloon with my life before I would trust
what did Ben Ames say?
what.
What, didn't you say one more helicopter piece?
Yeah, that was it. That was the thing I just said.
Oh,
When
you
the
said that
blades slow
last
down,
week.
they get lower. So their
Yeah.
incidents were dumbasses who prove they're not too scared to get their heads opened up. Helicopters are crazy dangerous to board.
I could have sworn you read that last week.
No,
Nope.
Really?
really.
You know what?
all
They're
new info to
crazy.
me.
They're crazy to board, but then once you get on them, everybody's like hanging out the window.
Yeah.
Like that's the part I don't understand.
Guns. They like leaning out, just like taking.
They don't have
Steady
doors
shots.
on them, and
Yeah, everybody's like waving to their buddies, like, "See you, motherfucker!
That's right.
I'm out of here."
I'm on this Huey. We're gone.
Yeah. You're still in the shit.
I was in junior high, asshole.
Gonna need some more FBI guys.